What's up, everybody? Welcome to another edition of The Breakdown. And this just in, and I will give it up to him, Chris Sheridan from ESPN. If you were watching Colin Cowherd, if you're listening to the Colin Cowherd show or you got a chance to watch it or listen to it on the radio, Colin Cowherd just had Chris Sheridan on the radio. And Chris Sheridan said, he's been doing this for 25 years. Colin Cowherd asked him, and this has to do with LeBron James going back to Cleveland. Colin Cowherd asked Chris Sheridan, was he nervous? Was he nervous that because Chris Sheridan was the one that said LeBron's going back to the Cavs, and so Colin Cowherd asked Chris Sheridan, was he nervous in the least? Is he at all nervous that he's building up this story and maybe LeBron changes his mind? And he said no. He said no. He said according to some of his sources, he was there about 75% sure he'd go back to the Cavs, and a couple of days ago, and then he said yesterday his sources are about 90% sure he's going to the Cavs. So Chris Sheridan expects LeBron to announce this before he hops on a plane to go to Brazil. As you guys know, LeBron will be in Brazil for the World Cup final on Sunday. And right now he's in Vegas, so today's Thursday. So you would have to imagine he's probably going to get on a plane here within the next day or so to hop on a plane to get ready to go down to Brazil. So there you have it. Chris Sheridan from Sheridan Hoops. I think SheridanHoops.com or Chris Sheridan that works for ESPN. He's pretty much saying it's a done deal. He is pretty confident that LeBron James, when it comes out, is going to announce that he's going back to Cleveland. So my question is I guess with all you Miami Heat fans, will y'all go back to the Cleveland Cavs or what? But Chris Sheridan, I mean, he's pretty sure. And all I know is that when insiders and writers, when they break stories, we're not talking about the small-time guys. We're talking about the big-time guys. When they break stories, when they're for sure on something, they break it. Because if it's not true, then it's going to make their reputation look bad. And so with a guy like Chris Sheridan or anybody who works for ESPN, as long as I've known, I've never seen people on, especially the top guys. I've never seen like the top guys like the Stephen A. Smiths or the Chris Broussards of those guys. I've never seen those guys break any type of stories and it not be true. So, I mean, at this point, I'm going to ride with Chris Sheridan and say that LeBron is going back to Cleveland. What are you guys' thoughts on LeBron going back to Cleveland, and how long will it take for the Cleveland Cavaliers to become a legitimate team that can obviously win a title? Now, obviously, with LeBron on the team, they can be a contender in the East because the Eastern Conference is not quite as good. We don't know what Derrick Rose is going to be like. The Pacers will still be there. The Boston Celtics are, he doesn't have to worry about Boston anymore. And the New York Knicks are kind of a rebuilding process with Phil Jackson. So how long would it take for LeBron, Kyrie Irving, and possibly Andrew Wiggins to become a very formidable team to be able to compete with some of the teams in the West like the Spurs, the Thunder, the Clippers? Let me know. But just letting you guys know, according to Chris Sheridan, I guess I'm gonna shout out. It's not coming from me. According to Chris Sheridan, the word is out there, and LeBron's gonna go back to Cleveland. So let me know what you guys think.